bing, bada boom. Welcome back to our channel, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us for more content. But here's my mother and also the daughter of a former captain of the Ohio State Reformatory.
Hi, from Share the Hope. I just wanted to let you know this is chapter 5 of this OSR experience. My children got an opportunity to go over and tour through the OSR Reformatory over at Mansfield. It cost $30 to come in to the facility, and they actually took a walk through some of the various parts that I mentioned in my experience. Some of them they were able to get to. Some parts of the prison is still not allowed. You can't go in unless you got special permission. So they have to be, given permission to do that. So they just got to see some of the things that basically I told in my experience with my dad. Some things I'm going to tell you too is we took some pictures and you'll see them eventually. There was a huge club that was actually made over at the wood shop. It was representing what the guards carried over at the reformatory. Some of them they weren't allowed to carry armed weapons. So what they did was they created a wooden club that they carried on the side of them, and they could pull it out and knock if they had to use it for defense. Eventually, they transitioned over to what's called a mace club, and it was a long black mace that they could spray into their eyes to stop anyone trying to grab them. These are items. My dad carried this while he was on duty over at OSR. It's called the club. The only reason why is he was able to use it if he needed to. There's a leather strap put on it. I'm not sure if it was made over at the reformatory, but this was one of the ones that Dad carried with him. There was another one that the inmates made kind of as a mockery to Dad's little club. They made a big club. They didn't use this. This was just made over at the wood shop, and they thought it was funny, so they made that. Also, there was one additional one, which I don't have anymore. It was about this size, and it was called a mace club. It was spray that he could spray into their eyes if he needed to. It was black. It was about the size of this, but due to the fact that Dad had it so long, we were worried that it might seep out some stuff and cause some problems. So we got rid of that. So I wanted to let you know of those things. The side of the prison, there were many that died of diseases like influenza and tuberculosis. Some of them went mad. Yes, I said mad. Others hung themselves, and at least one, maybe two, they're not sure, one inmate lit himself on fire. Outside the reformatory stands 215 numbered graves. Now, they said numbered because some of the graves were unmarked and unidentifiable because they didn't know who was actually buried there. And it's located still today on the side of the reformatory. Like I said, there was quite a few things that happened. Excuse me. I do want to say on the gravesite, there are 2 guards that were killed during a prison escape effort, and they were killed and buried over by the reformatory too. I will let you know that the prison itself was actually opened in 1896. They closed the doors at Mansfield in 1990. But during 1862, it served as a training camp for the Civil War soldiers. Camp was named, actually, it was named after a man who served for Mansfield, the Ohio governor, in 1840. And it was named after him. Some other things I thought was kind of interesting. It houses the world's tallest freestanding steel cell block. Consists of 6 tiers, 12 ranges, and over 600 cells. It's one of the largest ones in the United States. That's the facility, like I said, houses minimum to medium security level prisoners. They closed Mansfield in 1990 due to conditions of the prison itself as a rehabilitation center for young men, male offenders, through hard work and education. Women were not housed here. It was men. It was a maximum security or minimum security prison for males. Some other historical facts that I found out. I was under the impression my dad got to actually visually see Harry and Walter Goes to New York, but there were many movies actually filmed over at OSR. In 1994, obviously, Shawshank Redemption, and that is a really good movie to watch. In 1997, Air Force One supposedly was filmed at the Reformatory too. 1989, Tango and Cash was a part of it. Now, not all of it, a part of it. And then 2021, Judas and the Black Messiah was filmed there. 2019, Escape Plan, The Extractor was filmed there.
Sylvester Stallone was in that movie.
And Sylvester Stallone was in that movie. Like again, 1976, Harry and Walter Go to New York. And then in 2006, The Fallen Angels. Also, I wanted to mention, in 1973, Inmates actually traveled to Ashland University to do a pickup tournament with area basketball, and they came in and they were playing different people from different areas, and they were invited. And one of the players mentioned that they saw that the basketball players from the inmates side was actually escorted in by armed guards for the tournament, and they played the tournament pretty well, it sounds like the inmates did. However, a riot broke out at Ashland University, and that kind of ended the traveling to different locations to play basketball. So issues like that did occur, and hopefully soon we're going to have someone we can interview, and maybe he could tell us a little bit more of what went on. But I wanted to share that with you. I do want to share one other story too that my dad told me a long time ago. An inmate had come up to him and said that if they rioted over at the reformatory, that what he was going to do was he was going to lay on top of my dad, knock my dad down to the ground, lay on top of my dad, and pretend that my dad was knocked out so no one would bother him. So it was a way that this inmate kind of gave homage to my dad, saying that he didn't want him ever getting hurt in a riot. So he would basically block him so that it looked like he was knocked out and they wouldn't attack him. One thing I want to share, it's kind of off the topic a little bit, but it kind of makes me, it brought back a memory of my dad. I was having a garage sale with my children and my family, and there was a man that stopped, and I had a bunch of hot fireballs, candies, in large bags, and I was selling them. And he come up and he says, "I'll take them all." And I said, "You want them all?" And he said, "Yeah." He says, I make a visit to Mansfield, Ohio State Reformatory to talk to the inmates, to tell them, life outside the prison's much better than inside. And he actually, preached the word of the Lord to the inmates. And believe it or not, we got to talking, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I know Captain Osborne. I know him because I actually was over there at Mansfield and actually served some time over at the Mansfield Reformatory. So it was kind of unique that it came a whole circle around, and yet this man made a difference by making a travel over to Mansfield to talk to the inmates and try to tell them, look, it's time to change your life and make a better man out of yourself than doing what you are. Okay, one thing I want to tell you, this traveling chaplain came over. His name, this is the one that came from my garage sale. His name was Gary J. Coley, and he basically made trips over to the reformatory for the chapel and actually talked to a lot of the inmates. And they usually send chaplains would come in to visit, and they would preach the word of the Lord and hopefully make a difference in someone's life over there. And he gave me a flyer. This flyer basically was what he handed out to the inmates when he was over there. And it talked about a lot of stuff that he was trying to get across to the inmates. So he gave each one of them a flyer to take with them back to their cells. So this was one thing. Like I said, this thing that I have here, this basically was a gift that you can buy at the gift store over at the reformatory. They sell a lot of things like this. They sold a wood replica of the reformatory. So there's things you can buy over there. I hope through this experience my children learn that their grandpa really was committed to his job over at the reformatory. He put a lot of hours, a lot of time, and a lot of effort to help the prisoners that were over there and the ones that were being released. I hope someday that some of these inmates will realize that one impacting person that might have been there that made a difference in their lives and hopefully might have changed their lives in the right direction. And that was the goal my dad had, was to help inmates rehabilitate to make a better life for themselves outside the walls. So this is my chapter that I wanted to share with you. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell button. I hope to add more as I go through. This is chapter 5 of my experience, but there could be more. There could be more. So I appreciate all your time and efforts for listening to it, and I'm going to throw it back to my kids as they go through the reformatory tour, and they're going to show you pictures eventually. So bless all of you and be safe. And like I said, share the hope. Help someone, inspire someone. Say something positive to someone. It makes a difference. Thumbs up.
Here we go. Are you allowed to walk in there? Can you sit in the desk, Amy? Go sit in the desk.
No.
Why? Sit down on it. Just sit down. Just sit down. Sit down. The authentic desk from the movie Shawshank Redemption.
The direction.
That was mean.
Yes, that is a piece.
Brooks was here. Was it?
You're right. Mary Percy. His bed. Oh, because. So, just so you know, with a cell phone, I gotta take the ears out. I don't take a chance of losing them.
This is their cabins, Cammy. Okay. Paranormal activity. Dun dun dun.
I'd like to unlatch those and just leave peek inside.
Huh?
I want to unlatch those just peek inside.
I think you can. Hey, mommy.
Hold up, she said she can't hear real. Like. Hi, Mom. Shannon, you're in my picture.
What's Mommy think?
Frank said, what do you think?
Tell us Mommy to see in this room.
Snitchers now, Mom. I'm doing a video for you. Picture in the camera. That's the right of your face. No, she's
Huh? Oh. I have 2 new cameras in my hand right now.
I'm on the phone, Mom. Do you mind?
Tammy, get up there, act like you're biblical. Get up there.
Get locked in this prison, I'm killing somebody. And then you'll be admitted to the one behind me.
So this is actually where my grandpa used to work at, one of them. Yeah. Would you ever stay at night here?
Yeah. Those are opportunity. Sorry, I have ADD with those.
gonna run down. Okay, here we go. You know how dangerous that was? I had my whole hand in there. I actually had my whole
Can
hand.
you take this?
Hold on. Hold on.
I need to get over.
Yeah.
Don't let this fall in your pocket.
Don't put it in my pocket.
Hi, Mom.
Oh God, oh God. You guys literally were gonna leave me.
I did nothing. I see his words up there. Oh my God, get it back.
Shh.
Get back.
Shh.
Freaking me out. Before the camera, stick it out. Can you look? I hate this. Guys, I hate you all.
Have some more.
I took it through the bars.
Huh?
Like, watch. Let me get up there and show you.
I'm trying to. I can't do that.
But no, you get close enough. And look at the picture.
Yeah.
Can I video it too?
Yeah. Or you could put it on there. Yeah. I don't know why I had the camera still going. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Your other children.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Looks like a sink, mirror, some shelving, 2 beds. And this is on the 2nd floor of at least 4. Better view. Total opportunity, right? Sorry, I have ADD with focus. Inside a cell.
That's really cool. Our channel's going out to other people. I'm actually pumped. I don't know. This is my sister, Cammie. This is my sister, Cammie. My other sister, Shannon. You guys are walking way too damn fast. This is where my grandfather used to be at. Guys, wave. Solitary confinement. So the guys, this is where Grandpa saw that guy.
That's literally what we were just talking about, wasn't it?
Cammie, run.
Make it slow motion.
Huh? Creepy. Is it really that dark? Creepy.
Yeah, see without the flashlight.
Hey, get on the phone, okay, Shannon? Get on the phone from Uncle Cheetahs.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
I travel awfully slow.